All right, so welcome to another episode of the Nerd Holes.
Yeah.
We just finished watching episode 6 of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, the finale.
Moments ago.
Mere moments. So we did a live watch. I'm sure that'll be incredibly boring if you're not watching it along with us, because most of the time we're just sitting there on the couch like this. So if you watch it along with us, I'm sure it's more entertaining than just watching us sit there and slightly move our head every once in a while.
Yeah, right. But if you didn't, that's okay. Like we'll try to make it interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, whatever. But it's out there. You can watch it and enjoy it, or not watch it and don't enjoy it. I don't know.
It's your choice.
Yeah. But it was fun. It was fun to watch. This is probably the first thing that we've watched together. Well, we saw Dominion in theaters, but like a movie night, essentially, like an in-person movie night.
Yeah, a live, because we watched a couple of the Bonds together, and Dominion.
Yeah.
But we've never done like a live. I've never done that. Like a sit and like basically a reaction video, basically like they do.
Yeah, it was fun. It made me want to do it like actual, stream it, like YouTube, do like a live,
I thought about
YouTube
that
live
too.
video.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, sure.
The only problem with that is so then if you have a chat, then you're trying to
do both,
talk to the chat and watch the episode.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
Probably easier to get copyright taken down by YouTube if they hear what you're watching.
Are you listening to Star Wars?
That sounds an awful lot like Obo Chinobo.
We're familiar with that.
Yeah. Jojo, stop.
It's okay.
We have a little in-studio guest today. She'll lay down all day long until you want to do something, and then she wants to be up and Anyway, so I think a lot of the questions that we had in episode 5 leading up to this, I think were answered.
Oh yeah.
Saw a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, a lot of things. Man, yeah, a lot of things actually played out the way I hoped that they were going to play out. Some stuff was like we talked about in the last episode, like it might be a little, like you said, getting his helmet cut might be a little it looks better in the animation, but I think they did a pretty good job. And I really enjoyed the voice.
Yeah, I did too.
Like getting the old Anakin and new and
you can
James Earl Jones. Yeah,
you can hear him, and then his voice box would work a little bit.
Yeah,
and you would hear Vader.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
Man, I really enjoyed that.
That duel, that whole lightsaber fight between those two was just it was so good.
I mean, it's another one for the books.
Yeah.
And isn't it funny to think that literally every really great duel is Ewan McGregor?
Yeah, Anakin and
Oh yeah.
Between those two, yeah.
But you got the Darth Maul, Qui-Gon.
Oh yeah,
the Phantom Menace.
He's in all of them.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you have the next one where he's fighting Anakin, and then now this.
Yeah.
And it's technically it's Obi-Wan and Anakin again in A New Hope, but nothing really happened.
Yeah.
It's very
yeah.
It's like old samurais kind of thing, right?
They're
very precise movements.
Yeah.
Which is fine because at the time it was the late 70s, right, when they made that, so nobody's doing flips and jumps.
No.
I saw this crazy YouTube video where some guy went.
Oh yeah, he edited it. Yeah.
He edited it and added all of this stuff and superimposed Alec Guinness's face on this body double or something, and made it extremely they literally go from quarter to quarter to quarter, and they're using force powers, and he's flipping and jumping and doing
just
stuff.
Too
much. And it's cool, but it's crazy, and
What is it in the? I forget what that is. I think it's called scene 36 or something.
Oh yeah, where they're restoring
Yeah.
the original.
'Cause that's what that. It's like scene 30. Yeah, I forget what it is.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Hey.
They're going through and like restoring the original 1977 film without all of the special edits in the 90s, and then again in the 2000s, and then again in the Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Like all of the changes that they've made throughout the years.
It's nuts. Yeah, I know. There's just there's a feel about that duel in New Hope, though, where, like you said, it's George Lucas was trying to mimic like westerns and samurai movies of the time, and that duel very much feels like two samurai masters like feeling each other out based on like their skill in combat.
Yeah. But now, that line that Vader says, the last time we were together, you know, I was I was the apprentice, but now I'm the master. Like, it absolutely makes sense.
Yeah, they fleshed that out for sure.
And also Guinness's line to Luke about like Vader killed your dad and all this stuff. Yeah. Makes sense, right? Because when they depart, he calls him Darth. He doesn't call him Anakin anymore.
Yeah, and I didn't feel like they wedged that in a hokey way. I feel like they just naturally like had that be like. I felt like that was something that the characters would say.
Yeah, it was a continuation of how Obi-Wan felt in Revenge of the Sith, right? He's like, I'm not going to kill him. I'm all this stuff. Like, it felt like he's my friend. I'm not going to hurt him. I'm not going to hurt him.
Yeah.
He maims him on Mustafar.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. He's just like, but now he's come to the realization, like, he's not Anakin anymore.
Even before he decides to go to that planet to fight him, he says, one of us is going to leave. Like, he has that resolve. Obviously, that's not what happens. Right. But he has that resolve going forward that is what he needs to do. He needs to fix his mistake, essentially.
Yeah. True.
And even to the point where he's like apologetic. I like that. He's like apologizing to Anakin for what had happened. Like all of it.
And you would think that would be the thing that would right?
Yeah, you
like
would.
That's what Anakin wanted, but he didn't care.
No.
Yeah, he didn't care.
Because he's already chosen, like, that's his... had nothing to do with Obi-Wan. He decided that like, he was going to be Darth Vader regardless.
He's, like, truly to the dark side now.
Yeah.
He's not, I don't know, he's not there anymore. He's not the original Anakin. Like, he's not his friend anymore.
Yeah, right. Yes, I know when he says that, it's like even more heartbreaking than the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, it really is.
She's like, yep, then I guess my friend is truly gone. Like, jeez.
Yeah.
Yo.
I don't, the Reva thing was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I thought...
The 15th sister?
Yeah. I thought that perhaps something was going to happen.
Yeah.
But, nothing really dramatic really took place. But it was cool that she didn't... I liked that we didn't understand when we were watching it, that her motivation, like, why is she going after Luke?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, okay, she's killing Vader's kid to get revenge at him. But then you make the point, like, Vader doesn't even know he has a kid. Yeah. And then on top of... But the thing I liked was the thing that stopped her from killing Luke was her thinking, like, it's making me no different than Anakin.
Yeah, because her whole point was that she wanted to become Grand Inquisitor so she could kill Vader.
Right.
And now, like, killing this child is essentially what Anakin did to her and her friends.
Right.
At the Jedi Temple. And I was like, oh, okay.
And it's like,
yeah.
No, you're not changing.
It was just funny because I was like, what is her thing? Is she going to, like, take Luke to Vader? Like, what? Because it didn't make any sense. And then I was like, well, okay, so that makes sense that she was trying to kill Luke. But then it's like, she would have to go to Vader.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Vader, guess what? You had a kid, and he's dead. And then he'd be like, okay.
Then he would just probably murder her right
yeah,
straight
it's like,
out.
well, what?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
It was a really... They did a lot in it that I thought, this last episode, that so fascinating to me that like only 6 episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not that long. They're like 45 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And it's like they set up this little thing that we were already familiar with from the prequels, and obviously into the original trilogy. But it's so funny how they made this like unique little story, and it made sense.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. Like, it didn't ruin anything. It made things better. It made a lot of the things from the past, like, I'm glad we went back and rewatched them, right? Because you understand, like, their friendship, and it felt good to see, like, Qui-Gon again at the end, stuff like that. That's what I enjoyed.
Yeah, that payoff was very, very awesome at the end, seeing Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
And just Qui-Gon telling him, like, yeah, I've been here the whole time, but you're unable to see me because of your your depression and guilt and everything.
Yeah.
He had to say goodbye to Anakin, like, officially.
Yeah.
Right? Because he knows, like, he's probably dead, but he left him on Mustafar to die. So it's not like resolving that.
Right.
So he has all the guilt from that. Then he finds out that it's Vader, and now he can finally say, okay, my friend Anakin is gone.
Yeah.
You're Vader. I'm going to let you live with the... I'm going to basically let you live with knowing that I'm alive, and I beat you again. I bested you again.
Yeah.
And finally, after doing that, and he saves Leia, and he protects Luke, and he does his job while becoming back connected with the Force, and not just being a hermit.
Right.
Now he can see Qui-Gon.
Yeah. And really still trying to be what do they call it? Like a force for good. Like, no pun intended, but basically.
Right.
Like, he's trying to... You could see at the end that they were setting up the idea that, like, he likes the idea of the Rebel Alliance, right?
Yeah, right.
He realizes that, like, it's important that these people continue. It's not him, which also explains when he decides to sacrifice himself to Vader and disappear to help become a Force ghost for Luke. Like, he understands it because, again, he's giving up himself so that these people can go and do something more to stop the Empire, essentially.
Right. It's just bigger than him.
Right, it's bigger than him.
I know, and you see that, too. This sets that up because it shows when he tells Owen, like, Luke doesn't need my protection. He needs your protection. Like, I'm going to essentially stay here on this planet, but I'm not going to be watching you and protecting you the whole time. Like, that's your job now.
Right.
So he's giving into the fact that, like, it's not his responsibility, essentially. It's not his burden.
It's not like solely on him, right? Yeah.
Right. So that kind of shows him that in the future, when he, like you said, when he shows Luke there's other ways to fight when he loses to Vader on the ship.
Yeah.
He gets the grand scheme of things. And now we know because he's been talking to his old master, which is so cool to know.
Yeah.
You always kind of assume that, but now it's like in stone.
Right. Yeah.
So for the next 10 years, I'm sure he's training to be able to become a Force ghost and stuff.
To just be incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing I think about is it also kind of explains, like, you can look at it. I know it's a filming style, and like we said, it's just the way that George Lucas wanted things to be. It's fine. Mm-hmm. But if you look at it from the narrative that they're driving with this Disney Plus series to match it to the 77 movie, if you look like a 9-year-older Vader and a 9-year-older Obi-Wan, mm-hmm. right? They have to be so precise with their movements, mm-hmm. right? Because Vader is so much more powerful and Obi-Wan is so much more powerful. They can't do all these, like, really aggressive, like, things. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you also get to see that, so it ends with Vader not wanting to, like you said, to hunt Obi-Wan down anymore. Because basically Palpatine's like, if you keep staying in the past, you're never going to...
Like, yeah.
So then when you see in the New Hope, when you see them meet up with each other, it's not, Vader is not like gung ho about to just try to kill Obi-Wan. It's very much like, oh yeah, I figured you'd show up at some point, you know.
Right.
It gives you that feel of like they've known that each other's been around. He's not like super, you know.
He's not vengeful anymore.
No.
He's not like full of anger.
Yeah.
And fear.
Yeah. Hold on. All right. She had one of the flux capacitors from the ship in her, chewing on it. So.
Yeah. Turning it more. Or morphing.
She was chewing on the anti-gravity machine.
Yeah.
That could have been bad.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to. I'm not going to commit to it. I'm not going to commit to it because we're not going to make any type of crazy things. But this series, more so than watching the prequels, this series makes me want to now do Rogue One in the original.
Yeah.
Because I'm just interested to see now with new information and new structuring of story, like how the old movies feel now. Like how do they come across now?
Yeah.
That's not a guarantee that we're doing it, but I just am interested that I'd be interested to like kind of just look at it, especially when we know that Return of the Jedi, you know, it's like the tale of Anakin essentially, right? It's like it's his little story there. So,
hey,
yeah.
Stop. Yeah, I know. We're gonna stop at a starport soon.
But yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed the series a lot more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, I did too. Honestly, I expected a lot out of it.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
I wasn't disappointed, and it did a lot of things that I wasn't expecting.
Oh yeah, big time. Like
right from the first episode, where you're like, you're like, oh, this is not about Luke.
Right.
It was like right off the bat. To me, it was like, oh, this is not what I was expecting. Yeah. So that I liked that. That was kind of cool.
It was.
I liked it because they make in the New Hope you see like Leia's like, yeah, I need Obi-Wan, and going into the show I was never even thinking about like how did Leia know about Obi-Wan?
Yeah, I didn't either.
Didn't even cross my mind.
No.
And I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. Like how she had.
And she calls him Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Right, not
and
Ben.
She knows
Kenobi.
it's Obi-Wan.
Right.
And Luke knows him by old Ben.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just like, wow. I'm glad I'm not in charge of writing the show because I would never
I wouldn't have thought about it. Yeah.
I would have just made Obi-Wan fighting Tusken Raiders and.
Yeah. No, they really bridged the gap between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
Yeah.
In a really, really cool way. I guess really more like Revenge of the Sith than Rogue One, because Rogue One really bridges the smaller parts of A New Hope that we didn't quite understand, like how they got the Death Star plans and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm really fascinated to see if they do even more content, like in the next. Try to fit in another story.
I looked at their schedule today and there's like a ton of stuff coming that like they haven't really even talked about. I don't know.
Well, I know that the Andor.
Andor.
But that's like prior to Rogue One.
So that's about that guy. How that guy joined like the Resistance.
Right.
Yeah.
So that would be in between this series and Rogue One.
You know.
Which is, I mean,
yeah,
at this point, I'm now interested in seeing that because it's more content that may fit, just give more. I don't know.
I think, you know what I think they're going to do in that show, honestly, that I didn't think about, is I think they're going to show more of, like, Saw Gerrera.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Because, so, like, technically right after, like, the Obi-Wan series, Saw Gerrera is, like, in charge of, like, the rebellion.
Okay.
Until Leia comes into play. Well, he gets blown up anyway, but he had done a lot up until that point.
Yeah. He does get blown up. I forgot that he gets blown up really bad. Yeah.
But he had done a lot until that point, like throughout the timeline.
Yeah. trying to remember what else was really cool about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Seeing Uncle Beru and Owen a little bit more was kind of cool.
Yeah. I did like that. I like that they kind of fought, and it also, like you said, I don't know if people remember it, but you said like when she's pulling the gun out, like it also explains perhaps why they got
didn't
murdered
to the stormtroopers.
Right, the stormtroopers showed up and they were like, "No, we're gonna fight this," and then they got killed.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I always assumed that Boba Fett was responsible for.
Oh, because of like their flamethrower.
Yeah, they're like burnt. I mean, there were flame troopers too.
Sure. But
Vader has that line where he specifically tells Boba Fett, like, no disintegrations. It's like, I don't know.
It's possible.
I always kind of thought that was what it was, but I don't know. It's just a theory.
Yeah. Just a... No.
Yeah, every time in this show that you see Alderaan too,
I know.
You're like 10 more years.
It does make Alderaan blowing up a lot more sadder. Yeah. Because now you think like, oh, Jimmy Smits. No.
Yeah, it is sad. All the guards that stand around and do nothing.
Yeah. I love that kind of stuff. Just like when they take like a really old show, right, and they have to make it modern, but those guards like with the slick back helmets, and it's like it's clearly like a very like Flash Gordon inspired thing from the 50s. That's a 70s sci-fi thing. But I love it. I love that they keep it, you know, because they don't try to like modernize it and make it look really slick and cool, like they're all holographic helmets or I don't know, something crazy. I like that they keep the old stuff.
Well, even like the AT-AT like commander helmets.
Oh,
they're always like the
those
huge big buckets, and then even the Rebels had those stupid big.
Yep.
So in the Mandalorian, you see there's an episode where they go on to like a republic, not a republic. I forget what they call themselves. When the Rebels take over and they beat the Empire, I forget what they go by.
The Resistance?
The Rebel Alliance. At that point, they were the Resistance. But then after they win, I think they go by the Alliance, the Rebel Alliance, maybe. I don't know. I forget. I'm a bad fan. But they basically go onto one of the ships that's like a prison ship.
Oh, okay.
That the Rebels own. And it was cool because, like you said, you see that again. You see, like, the officers, the Rebel officers, like, have that old, like, helmet that they had, like, even Rogue One, they have the same,
right,
and the same guns. They have the same standard issue, like.
That's cool.
What is that blaster? It's like an EE5 or something.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I like that stuff too. I like when you see like it's clearly like a remake of something that's old.
Right. That looks nicer and better. Yeah,
it's cleaner and newer.
Cleaner, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. It's. I really enjoyed all that stuff. I tried to understand what they were trying to hint at with Leia having like a gun or gloves and like a holster and like high boots.
Yeah.
I get that it's like she doesn't conform to the like Alderaan princess thing. I get it, but at the same time, like where I don't understand why they felt like what they thought was so imperative.
I don't know.
To do to make her be like,
especially because the first time you see her in the movie, she's wearing like a full like princess gown.
She's basically wearing. She's at the end of this thing, right? It's like a white princess like dress type thing.
Yeah.
And then it's like the next movie, she's just wearing like normal clothes on Hoth. She's kind of wearing again what she wears on Alderaan. Like now, she's just wearing like clothes.
I know that's almost kind of like what I pictured it because her Hoth stuff is very clearly like it's like army stuff.
Yeah, right.
It's a cloak, poncho, and she got the helmet. And
right.
I think she's got a holster. That's why I was wondering if that holster that Obi-Wan gives her, if that's something that like we see again. I don't remember her having a holster.
I mean, that's now perchance why we have to watch the
holster watch.
Just for that. There it is.
Oh, found it. There it is.
Got it out. Yeah. No, it's true. It's kind of like the dice thing in Solo, right?
Yeah.
Like, here you go, and then you're like, only like hardcore fans.
That's what's hanging on the Millennium Falcon.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But it's like such a small thing.
You know what I remember from the Millennium Falcon is like the cockpit,
right?
The gunner ship, the gunner chair, the table, the bench,
right?
Not the dice hanging up on the thing.
No.
What I remember more than the dice is the masks. Remember when they land on that asteroid? They had to put the masks on.
Yeah. Wow.
The breathers. Well, it's not an asteroid. There's always a bigger asteroid.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So we kind of got it all. We literally got like, other than it's still. I have less of an issue with him being called Luke Skywalker because literally Anakin Skywalker isn't a thing, right? Only that woman knows.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan and a few others. But it's like, that's fine. So him called Luke Skywalker is like, so what?
Yeah, and I almost assume that that's something that like they told him when he was older, that he was really a Skywalker or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. But that, so we got the Vader cut helmet. You see Hayden in the thing. Great performance. I loved his performance at the end.
Yeah.
His eyes and like the shading with the lightsaber. We got Palpatine to show up again, which was like honestly the best way to use him.
Yeah.
Just in a hologram, like he talks in the other older movies. Simple things. He was very direct.
I think I'm pretty sure that was the same guy.
That seemed like the guy from the prequels. Yeah, sounded like him. And then Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
I mean, just everything that you possibly would have hoped was in the series ended up being in the series.
Oh, and we saw. I remember way back in episode 2, we saw like a clone trooper.
Oh yeah.
So we got to see like what's his name? Boba Fett. Yeah.
Yeah. Jango Fett's.
Yeah. So you actually get to see him as a clone trooper. That was cool. That was a nice touch to like. Just,
it really was.
Yeah, I would love to see like Commander Rex live action.
I know.
He's out there.
It's possible. I mean, really, like, what's his name is? He's being used.
Yeah, he loves it. He wants to do everything.
Oh yeah, I don't see why not.
He wants to be anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. It's just a small touch for the fans, you know.
So, because this was a big series, very popular series, we're watching it live, right? Most of the stuff we've done has been either like a little old. Spider-Man was kind of new, and Hawkeye was kind of new.
Yeah.
But this is kind of like, other than Dominion, right?
Yeah.
Like, everything has been... So, because it's such a big thing, I think we have a side review or something, right?
Oh, yeah.
A fan has like a side review of what they thought of...
Yeah, we have a special guest, the big-time YouTuber. Yeah. She goes by Becky.
Yep.
Channel name is Becky Reviews. And we will put her review of Obi-Wan Kenobi. We'll put it'll be up here on the monitor.
Yeah. So
we'll watch that. Should we watch it now or should we leave it for the audience?
we can watch it now.
Okay. Computer, play the Becky video.
Hi guys, Becky here. I wanted to come on here to tell you what I thought of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Wow, it was amazing. I mean, it was spectacular. I really enjoyed it. I really did. But I'm going to show you just some thoughts I had about it, okay? I loved the relationship that Obi-Wan Kenobi and Leia had. I loved it because in the movies that are supposed to happen after this show, Luke and Obi-Wan Kenobi were more together. We didn't really see Leia and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So to see them, Leia and Obi-Wan Kenobi, it was awesome. It was really cool. I just loved it. It was really cute and sad. You know, it was just kind of made me a little sad. You know, how she was so much like Padme. I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah, so I like that. So another thing that I really liked was where it was filmed, where the camera went, like in the movie, like the desert, like where Leia lived. I loved it. I loved it. And you know what? You know what? Lately, some of the movies, like, I'll give you one, Jurassic World. I just didn't really get the Jurassic World feeling in it, to be honest. I'm glad I got the feeling of Star Wars in this movie, in the show, because it really, I didn't feel like I was watching something different. I felt like it was Star Wars. Okay, so that made me very happy. Cause yeah, I didn't like that about the other movie, but I loved how I loved the storyline. I loved how it was what happened to Obi-Wan Kenobi after we know what happened to, yeah, I really loved that. And I have to be honest, did not like the third sister at all. It was just no, I don't like her. I just didn't. Oh god. Anyway, I did not like the third sister. I did not like her. She just like, I didn't like her, okay? No, not my favorite, but the ending with Luke, oh my gosh, not Luke. Obi-Wan Kenobi. My mistake. The ending battle with Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, Anakin, it was amazing. It really, it made me cry because of how emotional it was, and it was really sad. It just made me cry. It really made me tear up. I can't even talk about it. Wow. But yeah, that part was amazing, but very sad. I don't know if you guys had a little tears, but I did. I thought it was when he started tearing up, you know? Wow. I felt like it was a little, like, slow, a little short. Like, I felt like there's only 6 episodes, right? Yeah. I felt like it was a little short, but it was good. It was really good. But, overall, I loved it. I thought it was really good. I thought that it was really good. I thought it personally, it was a little too scary for me. And a little too sad, but very scary. Yeah, so I loved it, but it was a little scary. I was like, oh, there he is, you know, in the dark with the lightsaber. But I really liked it. I just wanted to share my thoughts here with you guys, but that's it. I hope you enjoyed as well. Bye.
Cool. Well, thank you, Becky. That was great. I liked everything she said.
Perfect.
I agree with a lot of it.
Me too.
I also do not like the third sister.
I don't think many people did.
Was she as bad as the woman from Jurassic Dominion? The one that gets tasered and says, "Don't tase me, bro."
She was worse than...
Worse.
No.
The
Let me think about this.
Jurassic Park lady is far worse.
Yes.
You ask me.
Yes. But she also doesn't have enough screen time. No. So you dislike the third sister longer than the lady in Dominion.
I get that she has to be tough to be like in that environment.
Sure.
But it's just, if you have like a goal, like don't try to be like, don't try to buck the system so hard. You know what I mean?
Right.
She was just like, every time she shows up, she's just like, I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Just relax. Just relax. You've already played the long game. You've been a Padawan. You know.
Yeah.
You're like in your 20s. It's been 20 years.
Her rage overtakes her.
Mm-hmm.
Rage blinds her.
Yeah, she's fine, but she's just over the top. You know.
Yeah. But so I guess really the question is, do you dislike her plainly, or is she written so well that you dislike her. Is she one of those type of characters? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it's like she's written so well that you're like, well, yeah, I don't like her.
Yeah,
but that's how
you're
she's
not
written.
supposed to like her.
Right.
Well, you're not supposed to like. You're supposed to like any of the Inquisitors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what it is I think when she first shows up, you can just tell that they're going to do like a story arc with her specifically.
Sure.
And she's going to be like resolved at the end.
Yeah.
You could see it coming from like the second episode. Like, okay, she's going to have a redemption arc by the end of this series. You can just feel it coming.
You felt that way? You felt she was going to ever... Oh,
yeah,
wow,
I did.
okay. I didn't feel that way. I thought she was just going to get killed.
I kind of felt, I felt like she was going to have a redemption. Because they're very much, we're like setting her up to be like the scorned Padawan, and she wanted revenge. And you knew she wasn't going to get revenge.
No, well, right, yeah.
Maybe I leaned in more that way towards the last episode where her and Obi-Wan are talking.
Okay.
And it was very much like, her and Obi-Wan were talking through the wall. So you could kind of see like Obi-Wan is starting to kind of get her. You know, she tries to stab him through the door. Yeah. Yeah,
that's cool. No, that's cool.
So yeah, I don't know why. If not, it wasn't necessarily acting. It just was that over the top like headstrong character that I don't usually like in a lot of things.
I don't think many people enjoy that. Yeah. It's hard. That's a hard character to write for, right? Somebody who's just like way too full of themselves and thinks too high and mighty of themselves, and then it's like, hooray! And you're like, I can't get behind that.
It's just like the villain from the Uncharted movie. She's
not
a terrible actress,
right?
But it's like now you're taking the lead on being the big bad guy, and it's
warning: ship power critical. Entering power saving mode. Keeping oxygen, anti-gravity, and all communication devices on. Autopilot navigating to nearest service starport.
Yeah. But it's and that's the thing, it's crazy because when you look at it, it's never typically good. It's never like those characters that are headstrong. If they're good people, you can deal with it. But if they're bad, it's like they always kind of write them poorly, right? They just don't do a great job.
Well, you're the villain, be the villain.
Yeah,
and that's really all you're directed towards. Because
I was thinking about Dominion, like you had the pilot girl, and she's the same way, right? She's very full of herself, very overconfident, but she was fine. Like, she did an okay job. I don't know. So it's just, I think it's like
it's a lot of things that lead up to it. Because the woman in Dominion that we didn't like very much off the bat, like she's first of all, she's in charge of like the black market, and it's like okay. But then it's like, okay, but the black market is she's buying and selling dinosaurs. And you're like, okay. And then she shows up and she's wearing like Gucci, Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not fit.
This does
not fit.
Yeah.
It does not mesh, right?
Right.
And then you got all these big muscular dudes. And she's like this big. And she's like, go get the dinosaurs. And it's like, nobody would listen to you, first of all. And then she has that scene where she's like, you don't use it on people. For me, it was just like, okay, enough. And then by that time, she was out of the movie anyway, so it was like,
see you later.
Good.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you. Oh, man. But, yeah.
So
other than that, everything was good.
Yeah.
Everything was good.
I really have very little negative things to say.
Yeah, I really don't. Really don't either. No. My only negative thing is there was only 6 episodes.
That's true. I'd love there to be a full ongoing series. But it does feel like the longer they go, it also kind of feels like worsens it. It might start making things not quite as good, right?
Yeah. Because what else would you do?
I don't know.
What else would you do? I mean, Obi-Wan goes and he
I guess you could do the training, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And see, I think honestly, they probably could have done 4 more episodes and just had it. You could have stretched some stuff out a little bit and then just show Obi-Wan training and Vader getting the same training from Palpatine.
You know what I would like to see? So instead of like anti-aging CGI, I would like to see like aging CGI. to kind of fill in, like
do another year gap thing. I
so,
gotcha.
like seeing Ian McGregor older towards more like the Allen Guinness age that we see.
Yeah.
Even if that was like a post-credit scene,
Ooh,
where it was like he was older and he's sitting there and he's talking to Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
And Qui-Gon basically is just like, Luke is of age now. You know what you need to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, oof, that would have been good too.
Yeah, the other thing too that would have been neat, like just to do it again, like to give you another modern day, like immediate lead into another thing is like you said, make him look like age him up and kind of maybe put like some deep fake technology on him. Not a lot, but just enough where you can kind of have some Alec there, and then literally have him in like his home, and then he hears something.
Mm-hmm. And he grabs his gaffy stick off the wall.
Right. Right, like
that would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool.
Like, or whatever. It's like it's leading up to. Maybe he's out eating lunch and he sees like the escape pod hit the thing like way off in the distance, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Just like it's another thing where it immediately leads into the film. Yeah, but that's just like, that's just wanting more. Than
it is. And honestly, the less you get is the better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because even when they announced this and we're like, okay, cool. That's cool, but what are they going to... I don't want to watch Obi-Wan just sit on Tatooine.
Right.
And it doesn't make sense for him to go anywhere else because his mission was to stay on Tatooine.
Right.
And now here we are at the finale, and we're like, this was great. This was like a perfectly told story.
Yeah.
It, brought in so much more than we expected.
And they did the exact same thing that you're saying, which was like, what is he going to... There's nothing for him to do on Tatooine because Luke has no... Yeah. Right? He doesn't reference anything like, this thing. So it made sense. You yank him off Tatooine as quickly as possible, and then he has this other side story. Yeah.
He literally leaves Tatooine the first episode.
Right.
And he comes home the last episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never would have thought that. Never would have thought he left Tatooine, and never would have thought it would have been about Leia.
And it was like a mere few days, right? It wasn't like... It feels like a lot because we've had weeks of this, but really, it was only a few nights.
And he fights Vader twice? Twice. The first time he fights Vader, Vader drags him through the fire.
And then he gets
away.
Yeah.
And then he fights Vader.
And he's gone when... Yeah, okay. Yeah.
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 And that was... I remember you saying that when we were going into it. You're like, I don't want him to be like fighting Vader every...
2 minutes,
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah.
It was very much like the first battle, which shows you like, he is out of practice. And then that last battle was like, okay.
Right.
This is the calm, cool, collected master that Luke finds on Tatooine.
And that's what was good writing about it, was to have him be so depressed, so like he doesn't remember anything. He's a different person completely, and then to have him rise back to his original, and almost be even more powerful than he was in the movies and in the series too, the Clone Wars. I mean, he's ripping up rocks and whipping him at Vader and stuff like. He never did that kind of stuff.
He did the whole like Jesus thing. Rise my rocks.
Yeah.
What makes it sad is that's what Luke's end story arc could have been.
Yeah.
And it was very much just like he was just mad at everything and hated everything, and then even when he did like sacrifice himself to like help.
Oh
it was very much like.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said, we don't talk about those movies.
Isn't that weird? I mean, we're not going to talk about it, but isn't it just weird that like...
It is weird.
The more and more good Star Wars content that comes out really, really, really rubs salt in the wound of how bad the new trilogy is.
Yeah, and 10, 15 years ago, everybody was like, the prequels are the worst Star Wars media you'll ever see. You'll never see. And now we're like, we just want, like, I wouldn't watch them again.
Yeah.
They're not great. They don't hold up. But I would much rather watch them.
Oh, absolutely.
Than The Last Jedi or...
Yeah, whatever.
Rise
I could watch Force Awakens again, but...
I could watch Force Awakens.
But...
Because that's New Hope 2.0.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Even like looking now on it, like this, even just the new like First Order Like trooper, I hate the design of the trooper helmets.
Yeah.
I just hate the design of them so bad.
There's so much to not like about it. It's weird. It's just weird because it's like, I don't know why you would mess up so bad. I mean, the movies they're not that old. Like, the last one came out, like, almost 3 years ago. Like, it's not that long ago. And to be honest, like, the Rise of Skywalker was a little bit better. But, yeah. Anyways. So.
Yeah, it's tough. It
just makes you sad, because then when you think about it, like, if I was going to sit down, right? Like, okay, we're just going to watch live action stuff. We're not going to watch animated stuff, and we're not going to, like, whatever, like, read comics and stuff. And it's like, I would be like, okay, some of the prequel stuff is hard, but I'll get through it. And then it's like, you know, you got Solo, this series, Rogue One, the original trilogy you're fine with, and then you got The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, and you're like, beautiful, 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 beautiful. And then it's like, okay, now next you're going to watch, and it's like, you get through Force Awakens, you're like, okay, this is okay. But then it doesn't give this nice, rich finale to it.
It doesn't even flesh out characters. It doesn't.
No.
It sets nothing up and accomplishes nothing.
And I'll never understand it. I get it because it's for money reasons and for stupidity.
No.
But I won't get it in an actual somebody who sat down at a table and thought, you know what Rey should say at the end of the movie? Is say that she's a Skywalker. And it's like, why? You're a Palpatine.
Makes no sense. The whole movie is about overcoming and showing that, like, just because your father or somebody in your family was this awful Sith,
right?
It doesn't mean that is your
that doesn't define
destiny.
you.
It doesn't define who you are.
Right.
And then the movie ends with her lying about her last name. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you own the fact that, like, hey, look, I'm a Palpatine. I didn't choose to be a Palpatine.
Yeah.
I don't condone anything he did. But I'm still a Palpatine, and I'm paving the way forward. I am who I am.
Yeah.
It's like this ultimate, like, redemption arc.
And the thing that would have made perfect sense was calling the movie The Rise of Palpatine.
Yeah,
because everybody would have gone in thinking, oh, the Emperor comes back.
And
right?
you saw that the Emperor was back anyway.
Right.
All the trailers, all the promos, all the posters leading up to the movie was very much like, yeah, the Emperor's back.
Right.
It was like, then grow a set,
do it.
grow a set, and call it The Rise of Palpatine.
Yeah.
It, like...
I know.
It makes my blood boil.
No, I know.
It's just so stupid.
And it's literally just a simple line, right? And it ruins just everything.
It does. It does. I don't know. And
well, I shouldn't say everything. It just ruins
it does.
The new movies. It just makes them all stupid.
It just makes her whole story arc pointless.
Yep. Yep.
And I feel that way. Like, Kylo Ren is a cool character.
He could have absolutely
Kylo Ren
been.
Is a great story arc where he's bad, right? Luke did him wrong. He goes down the wrong path. He kills his father.
Right.
And they lean into that. It's not like he has the choice and he's like, I don't know if I can do it. He does it. He does it. And it's leading down the path. And he could have had the greatest character turnaround arc at the end where he kills Snoke.
Right.
He wants Rey to help him. And then it ends with, I don't even remember exactly how it ends. I just know they kiss, and it's pointless.
Yeah.
It's just...
He ends up getting killed.
He does get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not even in, like, a sacrificial way, not even in a...
No.
The only thing about that last movie that I enjoy is you hear the voices of all the Jedi Masters talking to Rey.
Yeah.
Like,
from the Clone Wars.
Lean into that more.
Yep.
Oh, well.
It's okay.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
Because even everything that we watch now that's current Star Wars, they're very much like, I don't know. See this stuff over here where it goes? We're doing this. We're doing all this stuff.
Yeah, it is funny to think about all the Disney Plus stuff as like either before Force Awakens or before the original series, right? Like it's not like, whoa, what's happening after all that? It's like, nope. Everything is like, let's deal with the content that the fans enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Like, honestly, if you enjoyed, like, if you're somebody who enjoyed those movies, like, it's fine. Like, I know. It doesn't, it's okay. But it's just like,
well, it was supposed
to
be, it was supposed to be the new Star Wars, the new trilogy Star Wars for people growing up that, like, when we saw Star Wars.
Right. Yep.
And it's fine.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. There were people when we were growing up and we saw we were like the prequels are amazing and they hated it. So I understand but well, you know what? Come back and let's see. I was 12 when I saw Phantom Menace. Mm-hmm. So come back and 15 years and tell me how you feel about it.
And
20 years.
And then defend him.
Yeah. Yeah, rewatch them when you're like in your late 20s and early 30s and see how much you like those trilogies.
Yeah, I know kids even that.
There'll probably be another trilogy by that point.
I don't know. I hope not.
Well, what's his name, right? That's the next news, I guess, is what they're talking about. Is what's his name? The guy who does Thor. Taika Waititi. He's doing like a Star Wars movie.
I did see that.
So.
Yeah, they're like, he's gonna direct a Star Wars movie in 2045.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Cool. It better have Mandalorian in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's what we gotta do. We gotta watch Rogue One.
I knew you were gonna say it.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
3 original.
Yeah.
Go right into Mandalorian.
Right into Mandalorian. Because I've never seen it.
There's no reason we shouldn't.
I guess there isn't. Well, fan who types in the comments, please do the original series. It seems like your request is gathering some traction.
It's right now. It's a little snowball.
Yeah.
And it's rolling downhill. Awesome. All right. Well, that is another series that we've wrapped up.
I know, right? I don't even know what this is, like
it's
6
depressing.
or something.
It's depressing.
But you just gave me the stuff, so let me think about it. I got... What do I have? I got the James Bond thing.
Yeah.
I got the Spider-Man thing.
Yeah.
And then I have the Uncharted.
Yeah.
The prequels.
Yeah.
Jurassic. Right? I think that's what
you so Bond.
5. Bond.
So Bond was a full series that we did.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park was a full series that we did.
Hawkeye. I forgot Hawkeye.
And we did Hawkeye. Yeah. Hawkeye was a series. That'll have a season 2 at some point.
You think so? I thought that was like...
It'll be like Kate Bishop.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean.
So essentially season 2.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll be in it. I'm sure it'll be like Hawkeye season 2, and then it'll be Kate Bishop season 1.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, we've done a lot of like full series.
Done a lot of stuff. Yeah. So yeah, this is our next.
This is it.
I think number 7, right? This is like the number 7. So perfect. If you don't count the older material, but yeah.
Yeah, true.
Because technically we have the double toms, right? So yeah.
The 2 toms part 2.
Quadruple toms.
Oh man, cool. All right. Well, that was fun.
It was very fun.
And we'll talk about what we're doing next, and then you'll see it when you see it.
You will see it when you see it. That's for sure.
Oh man. All right, great. Well, that was fun. I'm glad we watched that. I think going back, you could just watch Revenge of the Sith right into Obi-Wan. Don't worry about the Battle of Naboo and Rise of the Clones.
The Phantom Menace is okay if you like it, but Attack of the Clones is really bad.
Yeah, and honestly, the only thing that you would get out of Phantom Menace going into the Obi-Wan series is the five seconds at the end of the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, I don't know.
But also, you probably could watch like the last 25 minutes of Attack of the Clones and then go right into the Clone Wars series. We'll give you a master cut. Here's what's needed. Just these clips from all the things.
Initiate Order 66.
Okay, next. Next scene.
Oh no, and they're shooting me.
Right. Oh
no. And then it flashes to in this series where it's the young Padawans.
Oh.
And then you would pull a scene from Mandalorian where it shows Grogu being saved from the temple, where he's also watching all of the Padawans get murdered in front of him.
So it's like a 1,000 long movie, 1,000 hour long movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's
just Padawans dying. There's too many of them, Master Skywalker.
What do we do?
What are we going to do?
we're going to put you in carbonite.
Going to die. Awesome. All right. Well, that was good. That wraps it up.
Yeah, we'll appreciate you watching. The secret word in this video is cucumber. And you'll only know. I won't even refer to how you will know that. It's like the hashtag if you know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. So
Cucumber.
cucumber. Perfect.
All right. Well, make sure you guys stay posted. Like the videos, comment on the videos, subscribe, and refer it to somebody. If you like what we're doing, let somebody know.
Yeah, sure.
Tell somebody.
That's right.
See something, say something. Yeah.
Exactly. I firmly believe in that. If you see something, say something.
Yeah.
I hate this one of them.
And then we take requests. So if there's anything that you would like to see or whatever, even like a prop build, let us know.
Yeah. And
we will get to it.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah, we hear it. We read them. Especially Caleb. He runs the account, so he sees them being said.
I run them.
The best wouldn't have been a great news is to come out and say like you and I, but there's somebody else is like the head of the Plastic Underground like YouTube account, and it's just you and I, and it's like there's some overlord.
We have zero control.
It's just somebody banging on the thing up here.
All right, we'll wrap it up. Yeah, that's my way.
Yeah.
Are you guys done talking about Chobo Chapobo? Cool. All right, well, we will see you guys next time.
Next video.
Nerd holes.
Nerd holes.
Away!
Yeah, so come for the holes.
Yeah, stay for the nerds. Cucumbers.